You guys are killing me here. This is phase 4 of our test to find out tough under fire or not. And so, anyway, I had some guys talk and say, hey, I wonder if a 22 will crack open one of these master locks. And so, can you do a demo on that? And so that's what you see here. We have a couple of issue weapons. These are both suppressed 22s. They're handy for shooting out street lights or taking out sentry animals or something like that. They're not incredibly powerful, I have to say. They're only 22 caliber, and because they're both suppressed, we're going to be firing subsonic ammunition through them, so it's going to be less than 1,000 feet per second. So there's not a lot of, it's only a 40 grain bullet traveling at about 900 feet per second, so not a lot of kinetic energy when we hit the lock. So what are we going to be shooting it at? Well, same board that you guys saw before. I've taken 1/2-inch plywood. I've used steel chain to simulate a gate or a door or something being locked up, and then of course the standard master lock. Because it's a 22, I wouldn't routinely be trying to attack it from the front. I can tell you that these are steel, and a 22 doesn't have enough energy, I don't believe, to do any serious damage to the front of this lamination. So my hope is to attack it. Let me grab one of these handguns. My hope is to attack it something from an angle like this, angling it so that, of course, that it won't ricochet back into me or my feet or my leg. And I'm going to fire it from the top. And my idea is that with enough kinetic energy down where the activator and the locking mechanism, maybe it'll be enough to shock these open. But fellas, I doubt it. I just don't think these little bitty 22s are going to do it. But we're going to give it a try. So we will find out. So let's try it. We'll see you at the range next. Okay, it's time to talk about terminal ballistics again, and this time we've got a little bit different weapon. You can see now we have the suppressed 22 long rifle handgun, and we're going to be firing some subsonic ammunition. Now 22 is not normally subsonic, it's normally about 1,100 feet per second, so you kind of have to watch the ammo. And this one is advertised as subsonic, which means it's less than 1,000 feet per second. And we're only going to be launching a 40 grain projectile, just a tiny little projectile. It's about 60 to 65% what a 9mm projectile weighs, but it doesn't have any of the hollow point or anything like that on it. It's just a lead bullet. So I'm a little bit skeptical as to whether or not this will actually do a lot of damage to our master lock, but several of you have asked, and so we're going to find out today. So to give you an idea, we could do the calculation about number of foot-pounds, but let's not do that. Let's just continue with the routine of, we'll take this handgun and we're just going to shoot a bottle of Coke, and that'll give you a real good idea of how much energy is transferred by this handgun to that master lock when we decide whether or not it's going to be tough under fire. Okay, here we have our 22. As you see, not so spectacular. It simply had pretty low energy projectile, no hollow point. It passed right through that bottle of Coke, through and through. So there you go. Let's see what it'll do to a master lock now. Okay, gentlemen, for those of you who had the question about the 22 against the master lock to see if it was tougher under fire, I think I already know the answer to this one, but we don't know until we actually do it, do we? So let's go ahead and do that. The first lock, the one on the left, I'm going to shoot it directly in the middle. I'm going to shoot it from the front. Again, trying to hit somewhere around the locking mechanism. And then I'm going to move up and I'm going to put the pistol above the target on the right. I'm going to attack it from the top. And I'm going to try to hit that again on the locking mechanism. And if I don't see too much in effect, I might take 2 or 3 shots, just trying to put a hurt on this thing. But I just don't see that this thing has the energy. So let's go ahead and give it a try, shall we? Well, I think we've got our answer, gentlemen. Can you zoom out just a hair? You saw me hit both locks several times. The lock on the left, nothing. I barely even scratched the paint with the 22. Maybe on the little the plastic, of course, it shattered that, but the lock is still completely functional. The one on the right, you see I hit it several times on the top. I think it was 3 shots. And again, it's still completely functional. No reason that this will not continue to work. So again, if you need to open a master lock, perhaps a 22 pistol is not your best choice unless you're going to use it as a hammer. But in the case of a 22 pistol, I would have to say that yes, tough under fire, I think definitely it'll hold up to a 22 pistol. How about another magazine? Looks like no effect.